law, that's all.
Offices, Fort Myers and Naples.
This is The Drive with Trey Radel.
You know, you come out of this and it's almost like two different ways that you go. You go with, hey, look, we were all just fine with taking away all of this red tape, liberal bureaucracy, these bureaucratic steps that force everybody to shell out money, keep the poor, and allow the rich to keep starting up their businesses.
The Drive with Trey Radel.
Weekdays at 5 on 92.5.
Fox News.
Eating dinner in your underwear?
Hey, put some clothes on.
Taking cold showers every hour? Or pitching a tent in front of your refrigerator to stay cool. These are things you can do to beat the heat in your home. And due to these difficult times, we have extended our no diagnostic fees, no trip charges, no strings. Visit FloridaCoolToday.com to schedule. Carrier turn to the experts.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 8 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
Now, this is a Wink News update.
I'm Corey Lazar with Wink News. A statewide Amber Alert has now been issued for 9-year-old Alejandro Ripley out of Miami. He's autistic and nonverbal. FDLE says he was abducted by 2 men in a light blue sedan. If you have any information, please immediately call police. The state's unemployment website had a data breach. Information from unemployment applicants, things like names and social security numbers, were at risk. Identity protection services are now available at no charge if you've been affected. An undercover drug bust results in 3 men behind bars. Nearly 20 grams of fentanyl along with meth and cocaine are off the streets in Lee County. Investigators say one of the suspects sold narcotics to an undercover officer inside the home, which led to the drug bust. The city of Fort Myers says hundreds of rental assistance applications are in the approval process, and the first batch of 30 payments are set to be distributed next week. Small business loan applications are also going through the approval process, with another dozen expected to be approved. Those payments are at least 2 weeks away. Sanibel police are asking you to keep a lookout for anyone abusing wildlife. That includes people or pets disturbing areas for shorebirds, sea turtles, or other wildlife. They want you to call them if you see anything suspicious. Dozens of roosters and chicks were rescued from an alleged cockfighting ring in Lehigh Acres. Lee County deputies made an arrest after finding a variety of illegal equipment and cockfighting training videos. I'm Corey Lazar. Wink News Now.
Wink News traffic.
The crash at Park 82 Drive at MLK Boulevard is slowing traffic getting off of the interstate heading west towards Ortiz. Also a crash at Daniels and Tree Line with bumper-to-bumper traffic eastbound as you're getting off of I-75 on Daniels. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News Now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For your finally Friday afternoon temperatures, well, it's going to be hot and humid, near record heat, as we're going to be topping out in the lower to middle 90s. A summer-like round of pop-up scattered showers and storms will be flaring up, especially during the PM hours, so plan accordingly. There will be pockets of heavy rain and lightning. If you do have some weekend plans, especially for your Saturday, make them early because we will see more afternoon and evening scattered showers and storms, hot and humid weather with temps in the 90s, and we continue with those 90s and chances for rain towards Memorial Day. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
I listened to 92.5, Drew Steele in the morning, and I was right all along.
92.5 Fox News.
Right all along.
2 things can impact your ability to generate income in retirement: market volatility and taxes. It's also not what you make, but what you don't lose. Don't be forced to sell part of your portfolio in a down market to come up with necessary income. If no one has shown you how to reduce volatility in your portfolio while achieving greater income streams and how to pay less in taxes to keep more for yourself, let our team do that for you. I'm Bob Grace, founder of Grace Tax Advisory Group. Brad Gay and I will do a complimentary tax reduction analysis for you. Brad is a CPA and I'm a Juris Doctor. With tax increases already written into existing law, it's taxes now, taxes later, or taxes never. You choose. The less you pay in taxes, the more you keep. Call or text the word VISIT, VISIT, to 866-366-1099. That's 866-366-1099.
Investment advisory services offered through Grace Capital Management Group, LLC, a registered investment advisor.
I'm Harvey Massey. At Massey Services, we know every lawn is unique and requires customized care. That's why our environmental approach includes aeration, which allows water and nutrients to reach the roots of your lawn, as well as an irrigation program which ensures proper coverage and reduces water waste. With Massey's Green Up program, you'll enjoy a healthy and a beautiful lawn year-round. That's Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Attention Florida electricians. I want you to look down at your uniform shirt. Is the name Best Home Services embroidered on the front? If not, you are working at the wrong company. Join a team where you can create your own opportunities. Join Best Home Services. If you take pride in providing outstanding customer service, Best Home Services is where you want to be. Of course, we offer top wages, top benefits, and top perks, but it's the other stuff that makes us different. You and your family deserve more. Join the team at Best Home Services and enjoy living up to the name. Best Home Services, now hiring electricians.
Fox News.
At Fisher Investment, we do things differently, and other money managers don't understand why.
Because our way works great for us.
But it may not work for your clients. That's why Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, obligated to put clients first. It's the highest standard for a financial advisor.
So, what do you provide? Cookie-cutter portfolios like the rest of us?
No cookie-cutter portfolios here. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to meet each client's goals and needs.
But you do sell investments that earn you high commissions, right? And make commissions when you make trades for your clients?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission investment products, and we never earn commissions on trades.
So what's in it for you?
Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when our clients do better. When it comes to helping clients achieve a comfortable retirement, we're clearly different. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. So glad you are here. Glad you are watching as we stream live on YouTube. Drew Steele, Radio Steele with 3 E's. In case you're wondering how to spell my last name. And please subscribe to the channel. We do appreciate you doing that and watching. Anytime you want to call in or text, 239-479-5592. And one thing you can be guaranteed of is the fact that we recognize through everything that is happening, through all of the things that have happened in the past few months and all that we are going through, that we recognize that this is Memorial Day weekend. And we're not going to let that pass without getting into detail and talking about our heroes. Many who fought and died for our freedoms never had the chance to come home. And it's something we have to remember, especially at times like we are in right now. And so I wanted to do that. And who better to do that with than our good friend Rick Wabi. Of course, you know Rick Wabi as a veteran, Collier Lee honor flights. Certainly you remember the two of us. We took a little trip, Rick, back in December. You seem to remember that trip, right?
Oh, absolutely, man. That was a long flight. Yeah.
Just so you know that Rick was with me as we together went to Ramstein Air Base there in Germany, and it was a long flight. It takes a while to get there, and it takes a while not only to get there but also to get to the base, flying into Germany and delivering those Christmas cards to our troops there was a thrill. Was an absolute thrill. I'm amazed every time I think about it, and then the fact that how difficult it will be to do that in this new world that we live in. Just to be able to do that before all of this happened makes it even more special to be able to bring those cards. That was quite a day, Rick.
That was an honor to behold. I'll tell you what, just the faces, the surprise, the realization that this was real America Cares, and here are thousands of folks back home that showed that care. Handing those cards out was just amazing.
Yeah, it was incredible.
It really was worth the flight.
Yeah, it was. It was something else. Now, getting into this weekend, People talk about Memorial Day, and sometimes they get it confused, right, Rick? They think Memorial Day, they think Veterans Day. Unfortunately, there are some that just they don't recognize the difference, recognizing what this weekend is. So talk a little bit about that, Memorial Day. Give a little bit of insight on that.
Absolutely. There's a beautiful, rich history of how this came about, and you actually kind of brought it up a little bit with the surrender at Appomattox Courthouse a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
The end of the Civil War was in the spring of 1865, and at this point in America's history, this war had the largest loss of life ever on this soil. And that was between 600 and 800,000 people that passed away. So the Congress had to create some system of a national cemeteries, and that's what they did. So when you look back at the history of it, it was actually called Decoration Day, and it was kind of in the spring. It wasn't set at a certain time. So they were kind of looking for the very first instance of it, and they found a few things. There was in the South, in Charleston, South Carolina, there was a group of slaves that had gotten together, and there was a prison camp there. It was at a horse track. And what they did was there were mass graves there. They dug up the men's bodies that were buried in those mass graves and gave them proper burial. And then they marched around the field singing John Brown's body. I'm sorry, George. And so this is kind of the earliest, but it ultimately was declared the official city was Waterloo, New York, because they did it in a way where it was an annual event. Mm-hmm. So the Congress gave them the recognition of being the very first Memorial Day celebration.
Right. And
they kind of did it in 1968. They passed a law to make every Memorial Day uniform. It was called the Uniform Monday Holiday Act, and they made it the last Monday in every May, and it was as a result of the wars that followed: World War I, World War II, Korean War, Vietnam War, and etc. So they renamed it as Memorial Day, and it's the day that we celebrate our fighting heroes, our heroes that went off to war but did not return.
Yeah.
And so, it's Veterans Day is, it's a celebration of veterans, and so it's important that people understand the two. There is, on Memorial Day, there actually is an hour, it's at 3:00, where you stop and reflect on those that gave us our freedoms.
Right.
And you kind of think, these people that were killed in action, killed in training, killed at whatever, they don't know that they're heroes. We recognize them that way. These people, their lives ended at a point, and then so it's our honor to honor them.
Yeah.
Now, I'm kind of wondering if you wouldn't mind. I have some of our local heroes.
Oh yeah, that
I'd like to mention their names.
Yeah, well, let me just reintroduce everybody so they know. Okay. Rick Wabi is joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Obviously, Rick is a veteran, collierly honor flight. You know that Rick was with me together when we went to Ramstein Air Base in Germany in December to deliver your Christmas cards to our troops there. It was an incredible experience. And so I thought I would have Rick talk about some of our local heroes and some of the names and some of the stories that maybe you've heard before, but you don't remember some of these stories on this Memorial Day weekend. I want to make sure that we never forget. We remember what this weekend is about. And so I know you had some names of some local heroes, and then some stories we're going to get to as well.
Sure. Yeah. These are a lot of people know who these people are locally here. They're very important. This is a big day, and it's a tough time of year now because a lot of these people are not able to go visit. And you remember from Mission 19, I believe it was, where we stopped at
Arlington,
and these people went off to visit their sons and daughters, you know, and it, just a striking image that will never go away. But I'm going to read you some of those names, okay?
Yeah.
And the big point is that we don't forget these names. These are the heroes. So Sergeant Robert Cruz, Lance Corporal James Cunningham, Sergeant Dylan Simonilla, Captain Daniel Eggers, Lance Corporal Mark Plotz, Petty Officer 3rd Class Michael Halpert, Corporal Thomas Jardis, Lance Corporal Austin Ruiz, Army Specialist Stephen Taylor Hayes, Staff Sergeant Spencer Colheim, Private First Class Joanne Elizabeth Libby, Petty Officer 2nd Class Jake Molteski, and Staff Sergeant Mark Anthony Scalito, Army Specialist Michael Gonzalez, and I'm going to put one in there, Paul Jones.
Yeah, and we recognize our locals and our local heroes, and we think about this Memorial Day weekend. You know, we have heard, Rick, and on this program, we've talked about some of the stories behind some of the heroes that fought and died, and for our chance to be on this microphone to enjoy the freedoms and liberties that we have. And tell us a little bit about some of the folks that I know we had talked about off air, and these stories are just incredible.
These are some of our local heroes that are very recently passed, but played big roles in these wars, in World War II especially. Carl Goddard, he's been on the news a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
He was a merchant marine guy. This guy was the most beautiful man you could ever meet. He loved this country dearly. And he would tell people to get on the ground and kiss this ground because this is a sacred place. He was the phenomenal thing is you don't meet many people like this. He served from the beginning of World War II in the Merchant Marines, left from Virginia into the Atlantic, across, and followed Patton and, in the early days, Eisenhower through North Africa up into Italy, supplying them. And these guys they were attacked from below and above constantly. So he survived all of that and then went on into the Pacific and actually watched. He was 600 yards off the USS Missouri in Yokohama Bay, and he was watching the surrender in the Pacific, you know, with George MacArthur and Hirohito. He could see them from his ship. And rarely do you get a person that was basically there in its entirety, survived it, and went on to live a wonderful, beautiful life here in this country.
Yeah.
He actually just passed a week ago.
Yep.
And we will miss him. We tried 3 times to get him on an honor flight, but it just was not to be. So he's back with his sweet Gloria, as he called her.
Yeah. Leonard Smith as well, right?
Oh, Leonard Smith. The stories these guys, you know. Leonard was in the 8th Air Force, which was one of the most ripped apart organizations in World War II.
Yeah.
If you know anything about those guys, he got over there prior to D-Day and flew. He told me several missions bombing, just freelance bombing any German groups, anything that they could see in Normandy. And he said all they do is they get on a B-17, fly over, bomb it, go back, jump on another plane. He said he did that between 4 and 6 times that day. And then he's just got such a great story after that. He did get shot down over Germany, and he was captured by a father and son. The son took a shot at him, and it went through his jacket and his shoulder up by his neck. It grazed his neck. And he actually showed me the jacket. I saw the jacket. It's so unbelievable. He was taken in. He was beaten. A guy, he called him a black shirt, wanted his jacket, and he said no, and the guy knocked him out. And he said he lost all his front teeth because of it. And then he went off to Stalag Luft 1, which is in Barth, Germany. And these are I think there's Stalag Luft 1 and Luft 2 were where they kept the pilots from World War II, the RAF and the U.S. pilots. And this is kind of where all those movies came from, with The Great Escape and Hogan's Heroes, that kind of thing. It kind of originated from these guys. Anyway, he at the end of the war, he got out of there. He hitched a ride on a T-34 Russian tank back to France somehow. And then he was at a reclamation area where they tried to identify people and send them on their way.
Right.
And he got tired of waiting, so he hitched up with a bunch of airplane mechanics. And in his interview, he's telling me, he leans over to his daughter and he says, "Should I tell him this?" You know, he was thinking he was going to get arrested.
Oh, no.
He and his buddies hot-wired a C-47 and flew it back to England. Right? I mean, you're looking at him going, Leonard, I don't think they're going to come and put the cuffs on him
Yeah,
now.
I don't think so. Wow.
But anyway, so he made it home at that point, and from England. And then one of our this one's a kind of a heartbreak. Our favorite Korean War Navy nurse, Mamie Blue.
Yeah.
She actually became part of Honor Flight, and she worked with us for some time. She was an absolute pistol. She was the backbone that everybody needed to get out there and say what you want to say. You know?
Yeah, she was.
She was. Number. But she worked with us for several years, and she sponsored on her own. She sponsored about 3 flights, and you stop and you think about that,
right? And
the veterans that she nursed back to health during the Korean War, and then sent them to D.C. besides, which was truly a beautiful thing.
Yeah, all the things that they come home and they're doing even more. That some who did have the opportunity to come back and to just pick up and to do so much in the community. We only have a few minutes, Rick. We just got a couple of minutes here. We've got to run. I know you have one more that you want to talk about.
Well, the last one, I'm going to go real fast here. A gentleman by the name of Paul Jones, completely forgotten by history. He served in Vietnam in 65, 66. He came home. He was not the same. He was maligned by America, his family, his friends. He ultimately, on January 11th, 1983, he went to a very dark place. His mom died that night, and the next morning, he took his own life. And he was, as far as anybody knows, he was killed in Vietnam. He was already dead when he came home. And he has been... his body was just basically cremated and dumped in the ocean unceremoniously, and his best friend is still looking to get him recognition and be put in the ground, basically. This happens to a lot of our our veterans. PTSD is a huge thing. They didn't know what it was back then. So, to Paul Jones, God bless you.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll tell you, it's important that, Rick, that you talk about this and that you talk about the people that you know and that you love and friends, and it's important that people know that this is a very important weekend that we shouldn't forget.
Yes, it is.
And for many, and even in this time that we're in right now, we should make sure that we don't let this weekend just pass by. That we do recognize and we do remember and we do honor those who made the ultimate sacrifice, didn't have a chance to come back home, and some at such an early age, and as well as anyone, and certainly those that did and then came home and even continued to serve here in so many different ways in the community.
Absolutely. This is a day that has been, I said this to a friend the other day by accident, it's a day that you love and you hate.
Yeah.
You love it because you want to honor your friends.
Yep.
You hate it because you have a personal connection with it.
Yeah.
And that's a hard part.
Yeah, no, I understand. All right, Rick. Listen, we've got to run, and I'm glad that you had a chance to call in and share some of these stories, and I think it's important. And I look forward to seeing you soon. All right, my friend.
Okay. Thank you, buddy.
All right.
Appreciate it.
I'll see you. All right, there he goes. It's Rick Wabi, our good friend, veteran, and of course from Collier-Lee Honor Flight, was with me not too long ago in that December when we took that trip together and went out to deliver those cards for the troops, those Christmas cards in December to Ramstein Air Base, and certainly we remember our heroes this weekend. All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
92.5 Fox News. If you want something, you got to ask for it.
Just ask your smart speaker for us.
Hey Siri, play 92.5 Fox News.
92.5 Fox News.
This is The Drive with Trey Radel.
You come out of this, and it's almost like two different ways that you go. You go with, hey, look, we were all just fine with taking away all of this red tape, liberal bureaucracy, these bureaucratic steps that force everybody to shell out money, keep the poor, and allow the rich to keep starting up their businesses.
The Drive with Trey Radel.
Weekdays at 5 on 92.5
Fox News.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. My friends at Zero Res Carpet and Tile Cleaning want to let you know, look, your safety and your family's safety is their top priority. In the light of the current health and safety concerns, Zero Res wants to let you know about some of the procedures and preventative measures for added protection. Practicing safe social distancing while in your home. You can even leave or stay in another room and they can communicate with you by phone. How cool is that? Cleaning and disinfecting all equipment with EPA-registered disinfectants between each job. The techs are wearing gloves and booties. They're supplementing the supply of products that are EPA approved to clean and disinfect hard surfaces, and as an added preventive measure and no additional fee, they're going to treat doorknobs with the EPA approved hospital grade disinfecting products. Look, the top priority is to create peace of mind by providing people with healthy, safe, clean home and work environments, and they're going to continue to do just that through this difficult time. Give them a call at 239-932-9376. That's 239-932-9376, or online at ZeroResSWFL.com. Spell it backwards or forwards, it still spells the same. ZEROREZ.
Hello, Southwest Florida. This is Barry Connor and Craig Gaskins reaching out to say thank you to all the dedicated healthcare professionals, police officers, firefighters, EMS, and all the other essential workers currently sacrificing their health and time away from their friends and family to keep our community strong. Though we aren't able to contribute in the same powerful ways as these individuals are aiding our community, here at CGU, we are dedicated to building a stronger and more united tomorrow.
We believe that with the power of community, we can make America stronger than ever before. Let's stop working towards getting back to a normal, and let's focus on building an even better than normal tomorrow. Connor and Gaskins Unlimited knows we're all in this together, and we are ready to help. Check us out on the web at www.cgunlimited.com.
Stay strong,
stay healthy,
and God bless the USA.
True relief
for back and neck pain.
During these challenging times, Johnson Spinal Care at 596 Back is still here to help people who are dealing with pain or weakness from back or neck conditions like stenosis, sciatica, arthritis, or pinched nerves. We are doing our best to continue to help people who are suffering using non-surgical spinal decompression therapy. We have redoubled our sterilization efforts to help keep you safe. Everything is thoroughly wiped down between every patient. You can trust that at Johnson Spinal Care we are taking every precaution, so please don't hesitate to seek spinal decompression for relief from your back or neck pain. Painless, comfortable, and safe. Avoid spinal injections or surgery. Don't suffer thinking you can't get any care for your condition. Helping Southwest Florida for over 12 years, we are just a phone call away. Call our Medicare-friendly office for a telephone consultation to learn more about spinal decompression. 596-BACK, 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
At Mr. Sparky, our community is our top priority. As you spend more time at home, you may notice electrical problems that you have been putting off. Please don't DIY. Instead, give our team of professional electricians a call. We are open and ready to serve you. Call us today at 888-8-SPARKY.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
We're honest and true, and we're here to serve you. The National Exterminators.
Who can deliver the best pest control service for my money? And how much is it? National Exterminators, guaranteed. With most service plans at just $46. You gotta give them a call.
How much?
$46. In business for over 40 years, National Exterminators is a local family-owned business. National Exterminators' pledge to you is to always provide the highest level of service, guaranteed.
Wait, how much? Yeah, $46.
Don't pay more than $46. Now's the time to switch and save. Just call 46 No Bug. That's 46 No Bug. They'll clean it up, seal it up, and make sure your home is pest-free and comfortable. Call them at 239-46 No Bug or go to pestcontrolmadeeasy.com. Yes, just $46.
We're honest and true, and we're here to serve you. The National Exterminators.
Hello, I'm Tim Dos Santos from Better Than a Bistro. You've been to the grocery store and seen the headlines. Meat plants are closing and the selection is dwindling. Don't worry, just log on to betterthanabistro.com. Here at Better Than a Bistro, we've been serving Southwest Florida for almost a decade with Black Angus steaks, vacuum-sealed poultry, chop house pork, lamb, veal, as well as world-class seafood. All delivered courteously to your door and backed by our unconditional guarantee. Save now with code 92.5 Fox News.
BetterThanABistro.com.
This Wink News Update is presented by Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Now, this is a Wink News Update.
I'm Corey Lazar with Wink News. A statewide Amber Alert has now been issued for 9-year-old Alejandro Ripley out of Miami. He's autistic and nonverbal. FDLE says he was abducted by 2 men in a light blue sedan. If you have any information, please immediately call police. The state's unemployment website had a data breach. Information from unemployment applicants, things like names and social security numbers, were at risk. Identity protection services are now available at no charge if you've been affected. An undercover drug bust results in 3 men behind bars. Nearly 20 grams of fentanyl along with meth and cocaine are off the streets in Lee County. Investigators say one of the suspects sold narcotics to an undercover officer inside the home, which led to the drug bust. The city of Fort Myers says hundreds of rental assistance applications are in the approval process, and the first batch of 30 payments are set to be distributed next week. Small business loan applications are also going through the approval process, with another dozen expected to be approved. Those payments are at least 2 weeks away. Sanibel police are asking you to keep a lookout for anyone abusing wildlife. That includes people or pets disturbing areas for shorebirds, sea turtles, or other wildlife. They want you to call them if you see anything suspicious. Dozens of roosters and chicks were rescued from an alleged cockfighting ring in Lehigh Acres. Lee County deputies made an arrest after finding a variety of illegal equipment and cockfighting training videos. I'm Corey Lazar. Wink News Now.
Wink News Traffic.
Taking a look at the interstate, we are good to go, guys, on your Friday morning, heading to and from Lee and Collier. There's a crash, though, at Daniels Parkway and Goldenwood Drive that is slowing traffic westbound on Daniels. Also, a crash reported at Nash Way and Burnt Store Road in the Cape with southbound delays on Burnt Store. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News Now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For your finally Friday afternoon temperatures, well, it's going to be hot and humid, near record heat, as we're going to be topping out in the lower to middle 90s. A summer-like round of pop-up scattered showers and storms will be flaring up, especially during the PM hours, so plan accordingly. There will be pockets of heavy rain and lightning. If you do have some weekend plans, especially for your Saturday, make them early because we will see more afternoon and evening scattered showers and storms, hot, humid weather with temps in the 90s, and we continue with those 90s and chances for rain towards Memorial Day. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
For the right information on the coronavirus.
We don't want people coming into contact because that's the way we're going to win this war. That is so important.
Get facts, not fear.
92.5
Fox News.
Hi, it's Big Al from Stevie Tomatoes. We're excited to be open. The staff at Stevie's is here for you and will continue to serve you while putting your health and safety first. We invite you to enjoy a meal in our dining room with a limited menu and seating, or order from our to-go menu on StevieTomato.com for takeout, curbside pickup, or delivered through Bite Squad. Choose from the favorites you love, like our award-winning Chicago-style pizza, juicy chicken wings, full-up-the-bone rack of ribs, gourmet burgers, and more. We're on our way to a brighter tomorrow together, and this great country will prevail. And as you know, Stevie's is committed to your complete satisfaction of our food, service, and value. We're proud to have you as our great customers, and we'll look forward to seeing your smiling faces, eating, drinking, and laughing with us at one of our Stevie Tomatoes locations in Naples, Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and on Bite Squad. God bless America.
Stevie Tomatoes, sports page. Come for the food. Stay for the sports.
You should be driving a Kia from Galliana. Galliana Kia.
Galliana Kia in Fort Myers is open and we're here to help. Over 400 vehicles in stock. New 2020 Kia Forte LXS lease. 0 down. $149 per month. That's right. A new Kia for $149 per month with 0 down. Plus at Galliana Kia in Fort Myers, you can drive payment-free for 4 months, interest-free for up to 75 months, and worry-free for 100,000 miles. Plus prepaid gas for up to a year. Our parts service and body shop are open to serve you. New Kias. 0 down. $149 per month at Galliana Kia. 1/2 mile south of Daniels Parkway on US 41 in Fort Myers. Open every day, including Sunday. Call 239-481-2600. GallianaCars.com.
You should be driving a Kia from Galliana. Galliana Kia.
36-month lease, 10,000 miles per year, 0 due at signing plus tax, tag, title, doc, and dealer fee. 0 security deposit, $13.33 per month per thousand borrowed for 75 months at 0 APR with 0 down.
We are Moran Wealth Management. Passionate about learning what's important to you and your family. Personable, with 24 professionals dedicated to attentive, customized service and focused on client relationships. Performance-driven. As part of Barron's top 1,200 advisors, Tom Moran, founder, CEO, and senior PIM portfolio manager, is Florida's highest-ranked advisor for 2019. Call 239-920-4440 today or visit MoranWealthManagement.com. Moran Wealth Management. Passionate, personable, performance-driven. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
92.5 Fox News.
Oh my gosh! Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Typically we do the top 5 audio clips of the day, the 5 at 8:35, but I got to get some time in with Mike Opelka, pureopelka.com, who's been quite the busy young man this week, and I just watched something that I can't believe I just watched. First of all, good morning. Hi.
Hello. I was just finishing up something. I was finishing up a little.
What?
Hold on a second. It's been 9 weeks since I had a haircut, and I've been doing a little self-maintenance, but I got one of the clippers. I couldn't get the regular clippers, because they're sold out. Everybody's paying $100 for them.
Yeah.
So I bought pet clippers, and
that's what I've been using. I'm not going to lie to you. I've been using pet clippers. I decided that I was going to use the shears that I used to use for my dog, and they had the clips on there with the little numbers on them and stuff.
Yeah, they sure do. I'm a number 3 right now, but it's a little uneven. I got some issues. I'm hoping we reopen soon.
Oh my goodness. All right. So I gotta. There's. Did you hear? It just popped up on my feed. It must have happened just a couple of minutes ago. Did you hear Joe Biden on, I guess he was on, there's a show called The Breakfast Club. He was
with
on.
Charlemagne the God.
Yes,
That's so
okay.
great minds running the same rut. I think I have the clip if you don't have it.
I just heard it. Are you joking? Go ahead, play the clip.
Yeah, here you go.
If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
Okay, there it is, everybody.
What?
Yeah, he's the gift that keeps on giving.
He didn't say that. I listened to the whole thing in context, and it wasn't even like that. That's the worst part of it. But it wasn't like any part of the last 30 seconds of the conversation was better. Like he was basically telling the host there, listen, my wife's she's got to go, and we got to go. We can't talk to you anymore. It doesn't matter. And he's brought up like white and black. And what are you doing?
Well, the Charlemagne the God, it's a huge show in the black community, and the Breakfast Club is, and Charlemagne is the guy. I think that's the show that Hillary Clinton was on when she pulled the hot sauce out of her purse.
Right. And she
so
said,
it's the pandering show.
Yeah.
This is where you go if you're a Democrat and you're white to pander. And Joe Biden did not disappoint. They tried to cut him off. His people are like, okay, we got to go.
Right.
And they said, you can't do that to black media. And that's what I think I have a little more context.
Okay. I'm in trouble.
Listen, you got to come see us when you come to New York, VP Biden.
I will.
It's a long way until November. We got more questions.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
There it is. I just all they see is race.
I'm speechless. Like I don't know what to say. Moving on. Okay, so that's it. I don't want to say any more about that.
You don't need to.
No, you just leave it. It's you know what it's like. It's for me, Mike. It's like you have people that go on to these programs and are talking. You've got Joe Biden, and then you have the new thing that everybody's talking about, which is the Karens. There's a lot of Karens. There's a lot of Karen activity going on lately. That seems to be the new buzz. Which one? Which do you have clips? Do you have anything? I noticed something this morning.
Yesterday, I'm sure you had fun with Mika, the queen of the Karens.
Yep.
But yesterday, the Attorney General from Michigan, Nessa, I think is her last name, or Nessel.
Yeah.
She was on the CNN, and after the president did not wear a mask, it's gotten to be downright comical. I have a little bit of the back and forth with her and Wolf.
Go ahead.
Is the president no longer welcome in Michigan?
Well, I will say, speaking on behalf of my department and my office, that's right. That's exactly right. I mean, today's events were extremely disappointing and yet totally predictable. So the president is like a petulant child who refuses to follow the rules.
So he's now not permitted in Michigan. He's a petulant child. And this could be not more Karen-esque if they tried to. And then she went into Karen mode, which seemed to kind of cross over into Catholic school nun from my childhood with mob enforcer tied in.
What?
I want you to picture that. So you got the Attorney General of Michigan,
Right.
Attorney General Nessel, whatever she is.
Okay.
And she's mad that Donald Trump was allowed not to wear a mask while he delivered his address to the workers at Ford.
Yeah.
And so now she's Attorney General Karen with nun and mob enforcer mingled in.
You actually have threatened action against any company or facility, for that matter, that allows the president inside without a mask. So will this Ford plant, for example, face any consequences?
Well, I think that we're going to have a very serious conversation with Ford in the event that they permitted the president to be in publicly enclosed places in violation of the order. They knew exactly what the order was. And if they permitted anyone, even the president of the United States, to defy that order, I think it has serious health consequences, potentially to their workers.
It would be a shame if we had to shut you down, if you know what I'm saying here, Ford.
Listen, the first, that's what I'm hearing. It's true. Oh, by the way, even more Karen this morning. It was what's her name? CNN. Who does the mornings there on CNN? It's she used to work at Fox. What's her name? Okay, Camerata.
Alison Camerata.
Yeah. So here you go. A little more Karen this morning on the same topic of the non-mask forward-wearing president.
Okay, John, back here in the U.S., President Trump is explaining why he broke the law and refused to wear a mask during his public tour of a Ford plant in Michigan.
Okay, and then he goes on to explain, and he's like, and then so she's upset. So now she's like,
so for some reason, the president did wear a mask in private, as seen in this picture from the Detroit Free Press, but then he took it off once he was in front of the cameras. Why did he want to publicly break the law?
And then it's like, let's bring in an expert who's some writer from the New York Times to talk about why the president doesn't follow rules. He's a rule breaker. I have a lot. There's a lot there. Number one, with Michigan, Mike Opelka, pureopelka.com, who's joining us right now on Daybreak for just a few more minutes. The first question is she going to bring it? Bring it. You're mad at Ford? You're mad about what they did? You're the AG. Bring it. Let's see what you do. Let's see you bring something against Ford. I want to. I don't like doing clap back, but I want to see it. Go ahead.
Clap back. Yeah, well, the best response to all of this came from Representative Thomas Massey, who invoked the Ninth Amendment and said there is no statement in the Constitution anywhere, especially in the Ninth Amendment, that will allow the government to force you to wear a mask in public.
Yeah, there you go. And
it's just wonderful.
But that brings the second point, Mike, which is this: the consent of the governed. Yeah, I'm starting to think that you're losing it. I'm starting to think that you don't have the consent of the governed anymore, and I think there's a problem. And I think people are starting to realize that when you have these states going crazy and doing some of the things that they're doing, like in Michigan, no.
Yeah,
we're having a problem with that.
Well, that's why we're changing the name. It's COVID-1984 going forward.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's now COVID-1984 because the people who are overlords are taking this crisis and using it to make 1984 a textbook and not a warning.
Yeah, it feels that way. I know you got to run, right? You got to go.
I do. I got to see a man about a dog. You know, and I gotta finish tidying up my hair. I got to get the rest of this.
All right.
Totally unmanageable.
Oh,
it's crazy.
It's making me like, all right, that's enough.
And then there's hair everywhere.
All right,
I better go.
Well, yeah, you do. Actually, you know what? Can you send that to Jake? Because Jake, we're trying to get Jake a mullet, and I'm trying to.
That would be what. Do it on camera.
But nobody will
do it on camera.
I can't find a salon that'll do it, and so I'm just thinking, you know what? I've got the dog grooming. I've got the same device at home, Jake. I'll do it.
Can't do it.
No, yes, I can.
Can't do it.
No, I can. I'm really good at it.
You boys fight it out amongst yourselves.
Yes,
I have to go play.
All right, go ahead, Mike Opelka, pureopelka.com. He's busy. He's filling in for large radio hosts around the country. He's got to go do his thing. Listen, I can do it, Jake. I can do. I was just thinking about this. I'm going to do your mullet. You should say the way the way I did my son's hair. It was fine up until the point where he had it done professionally.
Why don't we just let your son do my mullet?
I might be able to
talk him through it.
I can, if you would allow him to. I'm sure he would get a kick out of that.
Probably. I'd probably have a bald spot too.
By the way, if you're watching on our YouTube channel, you just go to youtube.com, you type in Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's, and please subscribe to the channel. We appreciate it. You'll get a chance to see Jake right now. Take a good look at his hair. Oh, by the way, the camera shot is classic. It is classic millennial little boy, can't see basically over the top of he can barely see over the steering wheel. And if you actually look, you can see what it looks like. Don't exaggerate it. Just sit there. The camera angle is fine. Don't duck. Just show everybody your hair so that by after the weekend, by the end of this weekend, that hair it's going to be mulletized. Is that a word? Is that, if you get a mullet, is it called mulletized? I wonder what they call that.
Mulletization.
Mulletization. Okay. We're getting a lot of text. We're getting a lot of Joe Dirt texts. Wasn't that the movie, the most famous mullet movie?
Right on, brother.
Who had the most famous mullet? You know, I was thinking about in a movie. I was thinking about movies this morning. Because somebody said it to me yesterday in passing, and I just thought it's one of those things that you can never forget. Do you remember the first, I'll ask you, Jake, because maybe there are a lot of people that will be thinking about seeing a movie in your home this weekend, as you're going to be going out and doing things, that you may actually stay home and watch a movie as well with family. Do you remember the first movie you ever saw in a theater?
Sure do.
You do, right?
Yep.
What was it?
It was Lion King.
See? That is like one of those things that people never forget. It's like I don't know, first kiss necessarily, but where were you the day? That's one of those things that's a life-changing event. And I just wonder why. Why is seeing a movie in a theater for the first time such a life-changing event? Well, maybe not changing, but it's something that is just, it's there. Like you never forget it. You never forget where you were. You don't forget the theater. You don't forget the movie, right? You probably remember what theater it was.
It was here in Fort Myers.
Okay, all right, close enough.
I know that much.
All right, close enough. And so, yeah, it's just one of those things where I just thought that was interesting. Or not. 239-479-5592. That is the phone number and the text line. So, boy, there's a lot that's going on this weekend. The talk about the president. The president possibly will be around for the launch of Spacex, the first time this Crew Dragon, SpaceX Crew Dragon, first time in a long time that a Falcon 9 rocket is going to be launched from Cape Canaveral on, what is it? 1 week before the Crew Dragon is set to launch. They rolled it onto the launch pad yesterday, scheduled to lift it off on Wednesday. The president saying that he possibly will be here in the state. And how do you not love the president of the United States? And a little dig when the media asked him about it.
I'm thinking about going. That'll be next week to the rocket launch. I hope you're all going to join me. I'd like to put you on the rocket and get rid of you for a while. Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah, there's a lot of truth to that. There's a whole lot of truth to that. That's good stuff. All right, let's take a break and let's find out how the remainder of our forecast is shaping up, because I know Wink News meteorologist Matt Devitt's ready, and he's ready to give you the forecast right now.
Hot and humid weather for today and all the way into the weekend, with highs in the 90s, heat index near 100, with scattered showers and storms in the forecast during the afternoon and evening hours, especially for today. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
It's Fred Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. One of the biggest fears a homeowner has about their home is that the air conditioning system will need to be replaced. Well, folks, it's going to happen someday, so prepare yourself for that day. The good news is, Kobe Cooling has a 100% NATE certified team of mechanics that actually fix air conditioners. When you call for service, our unique team will find your issue and fix it. Your air conditioner will need to be replaced someday, but that doesn't have to be today. You can still get those giant firms with cheap service call prices and get a sales technician to sell you a new unit, or you can hire a real NATE certified mechanic and we'll fix your system and help you plan for the next air conditioner purchase. Call 239-482-1542 for a real mechanic and not a salesman in disguise. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you think of Kobe Cooling. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Hey, it's Drew Steele, and I want to talk to you about my good friends at AMCO of Bonita Springs. You know, they're open. They are ready to handle any repairs or maintenance that you have for your car or truck, especially during these times. And look, they're taking precautions that they have to take to stay open at this point and to continue to earn a living for all of the team who depend on their paychecks for their families. They've adjusted their hours Monday through Friday, 8 to 4, and they're encouraging you to drop off your vehicle. They know you've been through a lot together. And AMCO of Bonita Springs, I want you to remember, they opened the shop in 2008. That was during the recession then. And now, 12 years later, dealing with this again and these struggles brought on by the virus. So if you're in need of auto or truck repair, then you know where to go. It's AMCO of Bonita Springs. Kevin and his brother Todd have been side by side at AMCO of Bonita Springs since 2008 together. We're all going to get through these difficult times. So give them a call. They're located on Burnwood Drive in Bonita, 992-2626. That's 992-2626. Will you give them a call today? AMCO of Bonita Springs.
Hey, this is Papa, reporting that we're still getting a lot of calls from homeowners who were told they needed a new re-roof after Irma. Most of these folks had a few broken tiles that are obsolete. Our company has 2 warehouses filled with the older obsolete tiles that have never been used. If you think that you may not need a new re-roof, but only need to replace some obsolete tile, please call me for our free tile roof inspection.